Let's look at the next video in this series, that is working with different browsers. Right. So we have seen how to install Selenium. Okay. Now to work with different browsers, you need to understand one thing, that is the basic architecture of Selenium. If you go to the official website, which is selenium.dev, okay, and go to the download section, you will see under Java, you will see the API docs. These are the official documents or the official documentation of Selenium, the Java docs for Selenium. If you scroll down, you will see something known as WebDriver written over here. Okay, now these are all the driver classes which are there in Selenium, and each driver class, it represents a particular browser. For example, as the name suggests, Chrome driver, this class will help you to work with Chrome. Fine. So let us look at each of these classes one by one and see how to automate each of the browsers. So I'll just create a new class in Eclipse. Fine. And I'll call it as browsers, and I'll put a main function in this. Okay. Now the thing is, for every browser you have a driver class. Fine. If you talk about Chrome, then we have the Chrome driver. You have to create the object of Chrome driver class, and then you'll get the error. You'll have to move the mouse and import Chrome driver in order to work with Chrome. But you cannot just directly run this program. Okay, you need to get the driver executable for Chrome. Look, Chrome is by Google. Google has provided an exe which Selenium uses in order to automate websites in Chrome, or in order to automate Chrome basically. Okay, so what you need to do is that you need to download that. Again, you need to go to the official website of Selenium, go to the downloads page, scroll down, you will see browser section over here under platform supported by Selenium. So you will see different browsers. Go to the Chrome browser and you will see the documentation link over here. Open this link. Fine. Now you have to download the Chrome driver exe according to your version of browser. Okay, click on this downloads link and then check out your Chrome browser version. Okay, go to Chrome help and go to about Google Chrome. You will see the version being written. For me it is 4147.105. Okay, 84.0.4147.105. And if you look at the downloads page over here, this is for 85. I don't want it. This is for 4147.30 and mine is basically 4147.105. This will work. Okay, for me this version will work. Slight variation is okay, but there should not be a major variation. I cannot use the 85 version. Okay, so you click on this and I download the 32-bit zip file for Windows. Even if you have 64-bit Windows, this 32-bit zip file will work. I have downloaded it and kept it over here already in my drivers folder. This is the exe. Extract the zip file, you will find this. Don't run this exe, you will not gain anything by running this. Okay, you just need to copy the path and you need to write the line system.setProperty webdriver.chrome.driver, and you need to give the path of the driver executable. That is, it's present under this path with the name chromedriver.exe. Everything over here should be in the lower case. Java is a case sensitive language. At times people they keep W over here capital and all, so that creates a problem. Make sure this is in the lower case. Now if you give the path of Chrome driver exe, if you set it in the system path, and after that you create the object of Chrome driver, right, and you run the code, you will see that a blank Chrome browser will automatically open up. Fine. So this is what Selenium is. Selenium has got standard commands which you need to know. Okay, there is no rocket science. If you if you fire the function chrome driver dot get and you give the URL, like I'll send the URL http qtpselenium.com. So this will take me to our website qtpselenium.com. Mentioning the protocol is important. If you don't mention it, you will get an error. Okay, this is not like UFT. In UFT, mentioning protocol is just optional. Fine. But yes, everything in Selenium is inbuilt. All the commands are inbuilt. Okay, that is why, Selenium is just a tool which will only interact with the browser. To build test cases and all and other things, we use TestNG. Okay, so you see that the website had opened. Alright, so TestNG is covered over here under the TestNG framework. So this helps us to build test cases. So these are normal Selenium commands. Now if you want to work with Firefox, okay, I'll comment this code. What we do is that we create the object of the internal class, which is Firefox driver. Fine. So you write over here, you just write FIRE and hit Control spacebar. You will get the names of all the classes which are starting with the word fire. Okay, you want a Firefox driver, you can select it. It will get automatically imported as well. Fine. And you create the object of Firefox driver. Alright, and you cannot just simply use this. For Firefox driver also, there is one exe. Fine, which you need to download. Well, you need to download that exe. Again, go to the downloads page on Selenium website under the browser section. You will get the documentation link. Go here and you will see the versions of Firefox they have mentioned. Fine, and you can click on this link, Gecko driver releases basically. Fine, scroll down, you can download the latest one from here. Okay, 0.27, this one. Scroll down and you can download it for your operating system. For 64-bit Windows, this is the link, and I have it in my PC already. So Firefox people have also Gecko driver. They have given this exe file which you have to include in your path. You have to write the line webdriver.gecko.driver and give the path of Gecko driver exe. Fine, and if you just run this, you will see a blank Firefox opening up. Okay, now you have to be careful about few things while working with Chrome and Firefox. You have to be careful about versions and updations. Okay, what do you mean by that? You see that this Firefox opens up, right? First of all, as I told you, when you download the Chrome driver exe, you check the version and you download it. Sometimes Chrome automatically updates itself. Okay, so if the Chrome is updating itself, you have no control over it. It automatically does that. So you will have to search for the new exe. Chrome guys or the Google guys, they are very effective, or they are very fast. As soon as they update Chrome, they give the exe automatically on that particular page. They provide you the exe. So you, after the updation, you can get the exe. If your script stops working, then you should come to know that something has updated in Chrome. Okay, but in case of Firefox, you have to be careful, because when Firefox updates, you don't get the Gecko driver exe updated one immediately. Okay, so in case of Firefox, the best practice is that you turn off the automatic updates. However, in Chrome you cannot turn off the automatic updates. In Firefox you can. You can go to Alt, Tools, Options and search for updates. Right, so you can choose this option, check for updates, but do let you choose to install them. Right, so it will prompt you that should I update the Firefox or not, so you select no over there. Don't update your Firefox unnecessarily. Alright, now the next thing. The next thing is working with other drivers, like you have got Edge browser these days. To work with Edge browser, you have got Edge driver. Fine. And we'll also look at iDriver. Event firing WebDriver is for listeners and all, which we'll talk about later on. Remote WebDriver is used in case of grid, okay, when you have to run the scripts parallelly. Opera driver and Safari driver are there, but they are not so stable. Okay, let's look at Edge driver first. Fine. For Edge driver also you will have to download the exe, but you will have to be careful about few things. Again, the version over here. Go to your Edge and check out the version. Go to the settings, and in the settings you check out about Microsoft Edge. I have the version 84.0.522.44 and it is getting updated. Right. Anyways, so because I haven't opened Edge since a long time. Right. Now over here you go to the download section. For the Edge you will be redirected to the Microsoft website. Fine. And they have this link for different versions of Microsoft Edge. You can download the exes to automate Edge. Right. If I look at my Edge, the version is 84.552.44. Okay. 84.552. Right now I don't have the exe mentioned over here. Right. But once my Edge updates itself, I will have that thing available. This version will be updated. You see that I have my Edge updated now. The version is 522.48 and corresponding to this version, right, this is the exe for 64-bit I need to download. Fine. Once I download it, I'll download it right away and extract it. I will have MS Edge driver exe. I will take it over here and put it in the same folder. This was the older one, right? Microsoft Edge driver. So again I have to give the command, that is system.set property webdriver.edge.driver and give the exe path of Microsoft Edge. Okay, and you create the object of Edge driver. So in case of Edge also you have to be careful about the version. Okay, right. So you open Edge, you take it to some website like http yahoo.com and you get the title of the web page. You can print edge.get title. Fine. So when you run this code, this will open up Edge. So these exes are important and they have to match with the version of the browser you are using. Okay, so you see that it's taking you to yahoo.com, it's launching Edge, right? Basically these days actually the Chromium browser is behind, or the Chromium technology is actually behind Edge. It's not Edge actually, it's Chrome only. There has been some pact between Microsoft and Google. So the Google guys, they are providing the engine for Chrome. That's why it's so light these days. You see that this is the title. Fine. Now there is one more browser, IE, the favorite browsers of all the testers. There was a time then when we used to find a bug on IE, no matter on whether the website worked on Mozilla or not, or Chrome or not, it never used to work on IE. Okay, so anyways, we have the Internet Explorer driver for that. IE is actually deprecated. Okay, it's not deprecated. Microsoft has stopped IE officially. No development work is being done on IE. Okay, so for IE you have the IE driver, Internet Explorer driver, you create the object, and in the official website of Selenium, not over here but on the top, scroll to the top, you will see Internet Explorer driver. Okay, you can download it for 64-bit I or 32-bit I. This is not the bits in your operating system but the bits in your I. I have 32-bit I. Okay, so I have downloaded the exe, kept it over here. iDriver dot. Okay, I have deleted this. Anyways, I'll download this exe and this is the one. You copy this and you place it. Okay, now you need to give the same command, that is this one, but with I you have to be careful about lot of things. Fine, not just one, you have to be careful about lot of configurations. I'm going to talk about them right now. So you write iDriverServer.exe. WebDriver.i.driver is the command. If I just run this, I'll see a blank I browser opening up. Fine, and the message will be, this is initial start page for WebDriver server. Look, the thing is, first of all, you need to understand that in I your zoom settings are set to 100%. If it is not 100%, then this will not work. Secondly, you go to tools, internet options settings, and go to security. You will see 4 sections over here. Alright, uncheck the checkbox, enable protected mode for all 4 of them. Protected mode should be turned off, and then I will work with these 2 settings. Very rarely it doesn't work with these 2 settings as well. In that case, you have to go to advanced settings. In advanced, you have to go to security, and you have to check this checkbox, allow active content to run files on my computer. Okay, very rarely this setting also has to be done. So for safety's sake, you do this setting and I will work. Okay, now the thing is, these exe files require this line to be written every time. You can get rid of this line, that is system.setProperty, by basically keeping all the exes in one folder the way I have kept it. Right, copy the path of the folder and set it in the system path. Right click on my computer, go to properties and go to advanced system settings. Alright, and go to environment variables. Under the advanced tab, okay, there will be advanced tab. You click on the environment variables and you search for an environment variable known as path. Okay, edit this. In Windows 10 you will get a screen like this. In Windows 7 or 8 you will get something like this. Alright, in case of Windows 10 you create a new path and give the path of the drivers folder. Okay, and in case of say other Windows like Windows 7 or Windows 8, you'll get a screen like this. Over here, go to the end of the variable, put a semicolon and give the path of the drivers folder. When you do this, okay, you will not have to write this command system.setProperty. You can directly, give the command like Firefox driver equals to new Firefox driver and the browser will launch. But after setting the path, you might have to restart your PC. Okay, you see that for me browser launches. Fine. You will have to restart your PC after setting the path. Okay, and then you will not, okay, I closed the browser, that's why exception was coming up. Then you will not have to give this kind of a path again and again. Alright, now once you have worked with different browsers, the question arises that what if I have to write a script which will work on all the browsers. How will I do that? Will I just keep on creating separate objects and separate scripts for every browser? Fine. Or the question is that if I have to click on a link in Chrome or if I have to click on a link in Firefox, will the commands differ? Okay, let us talk about that now. In the next part, we will see about WebDriver interface, and you will see the concept of interfaces in Java basically, and we'll see that how we can run the script on multiple browsers. Okay, right.